been the lightest stuff we've had so far. It could change, but we haven't had an off track since opening night of this meet back on September 6th. So we've been blessed with pretty good weather here. We'll see if it continues tonight, although it is a cloudy and potentially rainy night. 10 races to talk about and analyze for you. Let's get right into it. Interesting collection of distance races and shorter races today. The opener, a $10,000 claiming event at 870 yards. These are non-winners of 2 lifetime. Scratch both the 7 and the 8 on the outside.
Yeah, so I took Dance Hall Dan. That's the number 3 horse here. This horse has been the distance 5 different times. Does have his only win at this 870-yard distance. Has a second as well. You can see the last 2 races. This horse was out here on our track. Ran 870 at both of those. Finished second in that $10,000 claiming race, a 4th last time out. But I think Dance Hall Dan has the credentials that this horse can get up and take the opener tonight. I got number 4, SR Sweet Diamond, as my second choice. Ran good in the 870-yard race last time out. Finished second. That one behind Mahomey, who I think we've seen Mahomey win twice at this meet at 870 yards. Yeah. So SR Sweet Diamond coming in behind Mahomey. I'll take this horse to get up and hit the board. And then I took the 2, Run Like the Devil, as my third choice. Has never been around the hook before, but progressively been getting longer. We'll see. Last time out was a 550-yard race. Ended up being placed second after crossing the finish line third by the stewards. We'll see if Run Like the Devil can get up and get the job done today.
Yeah, he's a Louisiana bred, stretching out to 870 for the first time, and that 550 race was fairly promising. We'll see how he likes the extra distance. I have him third as well. I'm going to take SR Sweet Diamond. This is a wide open race. Rick has a different horse. Rick took Run Like the Devil. You took Dance Hall Dan, who is, as merits a big shot in here, third time out for Brittany Tejas. I'm taking SR Sweet Diamond. I don't know what was going on with him at the turn last time out, because it looked like Aguilar was having to steady him and wasn't sure. He just had he dropped right back almost out of the race and then rallied hard for second. But he did finish well, closed very well on what was a wide-open stretch drive, so I'm going to take him to try to come back again and do that again. Brown Bandit last time out made a huge rally from way back, but earned a really low number. So I think it's starting to pour rain.
The rain is here now.
Yeah, and that's going to blow our papers and probably get us wet. On to the second race. Something's banging around up there too, huh? Race 2. They're all non-winners of 3 in here. 350 yards is the distance. This is an allowance event. You were smart to wear a jacket tonight.
Yeah, I watched the weather for the last couple of days. Yeah. And today looked like right about this time was when some storms were going to come through. And I'll tell you what, Pete Delkus on Channel 8 was right. Right a little after 5 o'clock, these storms are going to come through the Metroplex. But anyway, race number 2. Let's get a winner here with number 6, Cowboy Away. Looks like you got the same horse here. This horse qualified for the TQHA Sires Derby. Ran second in that one back at Retama in the middle of August. Just missed by a head in that stakes race. Last time out was a second-place finish here right here at Lone Star Park going 440. Going to drop some distance off of that race, but I think Cowboy Away can take this one. I got the 4, Waiting on Andrew. 10-1 morning line on this horse as my second choice. Was a winner 2 starts back. Did that in a non-winners of 2 allowance race at this 350-yard distance right here at Lone Star Park. Did it as a long shot, almost 16-1 in that race. It's going to get some good odds on Waiting on Andrew tonight. Last time out was a third-place finisher beaten by 2. I think this long shot has a good shot to run today. And then I got number 8, Degree, as my third choice. Another one that comes in here off a win. Did that one back early August at Retama Park in a non-winners of 2 allowance race. Won that race by 3/4 of a length. See, this horse has never finished out of the money in 4 races in 2024. I got Degree getting up and hitting the board once again.
Yeah, I do too. I have him third as well. I'm going with Cowboy Away in here, so we both have the same pick. To save time because the weather is really lousy, let's move on. I think he's very reliable. I think he fits, all aspects of this race, distance and conditions, so I'm with you on that. On to the third. We may have to abbreviate today's show a little bit.
We'll pick up the pace a little bit here.
On to the third. This is an interesting condition. These are 2-year-olds. They had to have broken their maiden claiming race. And they also have to be non-winners of 2 lifetime. Scratch the 6 and the 8.
I went with number 3, State of Blue. Looks like you got the same top choice here. Was a winner 2 starts back. I mean, this horse has finished in the money in 6 of 7 races so far in his career. The only time that this horse didn't finish in one of those finish in the top 3 really was a 5th place finish. Finished just a half a length behind the winner in that one, other than the debut. But State of Blue, I think this horse can take the 3rd here.
Yeah, to me, he was a fairly obvious pick. He's very consistent. He's always right up in there at the end. I think he catches a field he can defeat here. La Pepper King merits a look. Broke his maiden for $25,000, which was a pretty high maiden claiming tag. One thing with this having to break your maiden for a tag is I went and circled everybody's maiden claiming victory. And, you know, there's a couple of 25s. There's a 20. There's a $7,500 maiden claiming winner in here, Magic Mystery. So I tended to lean toward the ones that broke their maiden for a little higher tag. Plus, State of Blue came back and ran well in his next start. Race number 4, Scratch the 1, Favorite Love Song out of the 4. 330 yards here. This is an allowance. 2-year-olds, non-winners of a race other than maiden claiming starter or trial, or non-winners of 2.
Yeah, so I went with number 8, BV Mr. D. Blake, we got a lot of top picks so far through 4 races.
We do. Unlike last night where we hardly ever agreed and we both ended up with 2 wins, tonight we're in sync.
Let's see if we can't run the card together. But BV Mr. D, I mean, this looks like a solid horse here in this spot. You know, last time out was in a non-winners of 2 allowance race. Ran very well in that one. Finished just a half a length behind the winner. You know, that was at 220 yards. So was the race before that where this horse broke his maiden. Now it's moving out to 330 yards. So I had another 110 on to those last 2 races. We'll see if BV Mr. D can get the job done. I got number 6, Standout, as my second choice. Came close to picking up the win last time. Missed by a neck in that one. And then number 2, Light 'em Up Rooster, my third pick. 10-1 on the morning line for this horse. It's had 3 races. The last 2 were both pretty decent. 2 starts back, missed by a half a length in a 3rd place finish there. Last time out, didn't cross the finish line first, but was ended up placed first by the stewards in that race. Was only beaten by ahead by that horse that got DQ'd, but Light 'em Up Rooster, 10-1 on the morning line. This one could be a decent play here.
His trip was brutal last time. I mean, just bumped and roughed up. And eye on the lights. The horse that beat him was that horse that ran last night. Really ran okay, missed the break. Other than that, though, ran on pretty well. Second-time starter that crossed way inside in his debut. Yeah, BV Mr. D, again, fairly obvious. We'll see. I mean, we didn't have a post-time favorite win until the 10th or 9th race last night, the final race. Some of these obvious ones, they still have to go out there and do it. And the track is now muddy, what with this rain that hit us right as we began the show tonight. So I went 8-2-6. I went with Light 'em Up Rooster a second just because I thought he ran well despite the trouble. Standout comes out of an excellent race as well. Race 5 begins the pick 6. Got a carryover. I think it's a 3-night carryover of $714, I believe. Yeah, how about that? In the pick 6, this is the Battle of the Breeds. Claiming stakes, $52,825 thoroughbreds, quarter horses. They competed in trials for this. Some horses changed hands as they were up for claiming tag. Scratch the 9 out of this one.
I went with the inside horse, Play Rule. Play Rule was a winner of his trial race for this 870 Battle of the Breeds last time out. Won that race by 2.5 there. The race before that was also a winner. Won that race by 6.5 lengths. That came down at the Gillespie County Fairgrounds at 4 furlongs. I mean, Play Rule has won 4 times out here at Lone Star Park. Has 3 wins at the 870-yard distance. Hadn't finished off the board. Give me Play Rule here to win this one over Axel Steele, my second choice, your top choice. And then we both had this number 6, Run Bubba Run, as a third place horse. You know, I picked this horse to win last time. I thought I was going to get lucky and he was going to hang on. But right before the finish line, Axel Steele caught him. Axel Steele was just gaining down the stretch. And I think if this race would have been about, 20 yards shorter, but Run Bubba Run would have had the victory there. But I'm taking this as my top quarter horse here in this 870 Battle of the Breeds.
He ran a super race. I mean, that was a great pick that you had last time. He got bet hard, and he ran like a good thing, and he did what he had to do and opened up, but Axel Steele just caught him late. And simply because of that, because I think Run Bubba Run ran a little bit better then JTC switching leads, who Play Rule finished in front of. That's why I'm taking Axel Steele. I just think the second-place finisher in Axel Steele's race, Run Bubba Run, was a little harder to get by. That said, Play Rule is unbelievably hot right now, and Steve Rubion has, done a great job with him lately. And it's interesting, he didn't get claimed. Axel Steele got claimed out of his trial and goes from J.R. Caldwell to Mark Hibda. That's a really good showdown between those two, and maybe Run Bubba Run could just get out there and outrun them all, because he will outrun those thoroughbreds in the initial stages. Boy, these conditions are we got a car alarm going off, and gale force winds.
And I'm wet from the right-hand side now.
Exactly. We used to get sunburned on the right. Now we're just getting battered by wind and rain. Okay, we're in the half. We're past the halfway mark. Race 6, pick 5 carryover of $704. Scratch the 6 proprietor. This is the same race, same type of race we had earlier. You had to break your maiden for a tag, and you have to be a non-winner of 2.
Yeah, so I like number 1, Royal Lady Hawks here. This horse broke that maiden 3 starts back, and since breaking that maiden, has run a couple decent races as well, both of them coming here at Lone Star Park. Ran second by a head in a $15,000 non-winners of 2 claiming race. Followed that back up, missing by half a length in a non-winners of 2 allowance last time out. Royal Lady Hawks, I think this horse is moving in the right direction. We saw some horses run well from the inside last night. We'll see if that translates here now with this muddy track to run well again. But I got the 1 here. And then I took number 3, KR Cool Breeze, as my second choice. 10-1 on the line. This horse has been off since the meet up at Remington earlier this meet, but put together 2 decent races there, a third, and that most recent one was a winner in a $30,000 maiden claiming race. We'll see if this horse can't run well tonight. I got it 1-3 here in race number 6.
Yeah, that KR Cool Breeze is interesting. I threw him in there 4th. Kind of would like to have used him higher. Toby Keaton, Juan Polito at 10-1 in a race like this, where the morning line favorite is, Jess Isla's 8-5, but not necessarily unbeatable, because he broke his maiden and he was 17-1. Ran a giant race, but it was a bit out of character for him. We'll see if he's just rounding into form or if that was a fluke. So, yeah, why not? I'm on Royal Lady Hawks as well. The trouble last time out was pretty minor. Still ran a nice race. Has run 74 E-Speed figures back-to-back this meet, which indicate that her form has been pretty good. And like you said, last night, the inside rolled out some wins early, and then it became wide open. You could win from anywhere. So it became a fair track, but the inside is not bad. Let's put it that way. 7th race. Start of the late pick 4. Take out the 2 also eligibles. And again, we're on the same horse, and so is Rick Lee in this race. We all took TTT Rare Chick.
That's pretty rare for a horse that has an 8-1 morning line. We all 3 ended up on this horse. But put together back-to-back wins. I love horses that come in off a win. 2 in a row is even better. We'll see if TTT Rare Chick can't make it 3 in a row here in race number 7. I got the number 9, Booming with Eagles, as my second choice. Last race wasn't the best. Finished 7 of 10 in that one. But the 3 races before that, second in those 3 races. I got it 4-9 here for the exacta in race number 7.
I do too, so let's move on. Race number 8. Scratch number 2, Little Doc GP. Scratch the 9, I'm a Sweet Diva. Also take out the 2 alsos from race 8. 300 yards, non-winners of 2 claimer.
All right, let's go with number 8, Jess Moonen. Seems like this horse is moving in the right direction. Seems to be the best horse in this race now, especially with those scratches of the also eligibles, who were very low on the morning line, plus a 7-2 and a 4-1. Looks like Jess Moonen is going to be the one to beat here in race number 8.
All right, so we have advanced through the 8th. We both like Jess Moonen. That race kind of gutted with scratches, to be honest with you. She's a small-town cartel. Might have a chance in there as well. Let's advance ahead now to the 9th. We're going on up to race number 9 on the program. There we go. Hey, we finally have a different top pick. I'm going with kind of a bomb on the line. Now, it's Toby Keaton, Brian Candanosa. But I'm going with a 15-1 shot, right time and place. You've got your Bogart's Hope. You know, your Bogart horse ran well last night.
Ran second, right?
I was proud of my Shea horse. It was a big long shot that ran second.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you talking about Shea.
I kind of thought Shea would be a little more forwardly placed. He actually rallied late on the outside, but hey, I tipped a horse that ran second at like 15-1. There go the picks.
Hey, it's just Rick's sheet, though. We're all right.
Now it's wrapped around a railing over there. It's not going to last.
All right, well, let's go with Bogart's Hope, my top choice. The second last time out, was up there in the lead at one point during that race. It came at 250 yards for the $20,000 maiden claiming tag. Finished second in that one, missed by a head. I mean, was close up there. If you look 3 starts back, same type of situation, a second place finish. Give me number 3, Bogart's Hope over number 1, Relegate PYCYG. Last race was a 9th place finisher. Let's get rid of that one. The horse lunged at the break, but a solid second before that, missing just by a neck. I got it 3-1 here in race number 9.
Thank you.
And thank you, Simone. She's been all over the place.
Yeah.
Put the weather barrier up, caught some picks.
Simone has been above and beyond the call of duty, and Gary ran out and helped us as well and was able to lash the screen behind us. So Bogart's Hope, your top pick, ran a really nice race last time. Nipped right at the wire, but put up a really good number. I'm going with a horse that doesn't really fit well with these on numbers. I just can't pass up Keaton and Candanosa at that, and this horse had a couple of races in the spring at Houston. One was okay, one wasn't, but he was bet pretty well in both of them. So there's people that think this filly can run. Then she had a layoff, came out here in September, ran a decent 5th, hesitated a little at the break. I'm just thinking maybe second off the break, long shot, drawn outside. I don't know if that'll help or not. Last night it really didn't. But I'm just taking a shot. I recognize that the 1 and the 3 are the ones to beat, clearly on numbers. But there are some long-time maidens in that contest. Okay, 10th and final. I think 2 of them dominate here, and every time I say that without looking up, I think that we might end up with different picks. Yeah, well, you have the 6 in there that's interfering with my dominance of the 2 and the 3, but nonetheless, that's why we pick them.
That's right.
2-year-old fillies, 250 yards, take out the 2 alsos. A big high five carryover into this 10th race tonight of 31,000, I think 7-something.
Yeah, pretty decent carryover. Number 3, Flying Prize, top choice here. Comes out of the Futurities over in New Mexico. Ran well in pretty much all of them. Had a second, a third, and a 4th place finish in those 3 Futurity trials. So not bad at all for Flying Prize. I think this horse could be the one to beat here in race number 10. The 6, Volcom's Joyce YG, my second choice. This is a horse that can break pretty well. Did so the last 2 races for sure. Finished 3rd in 3 in a row. That's one here and a couple back at Rotama earlier this season. That most recent one was at this 250-yard distance. So the horse has been up there hitting the board. I'll go ahead and give a nod to Volcom's Joyce YG as my second choice. I got it 3-6 here in race 10.
Yeah, Flying Prize to me, emphatic. Ricky Ramirez, Trey Wood combined last night with a horse named Checkered Flag to win the last race. Boy, was he full of run during and after the race. I'm going to go with the second choice, Just the First Lady, as a second pick here. Has been off for about a month. Has never really made huge impacts at the finish, but 3 of those races were really good trials. 1 here and 2 at Ruidoso, and then had a trial for the Sunland Park Futurity back in March. So really just getting the feel of maiden competition. But Volcom's Joyce YG definitely comes from connections that can win, and comes out of a good race, too. This is a nice race in the last, but, I really think you can kind of zero in on Trey Wood's filly in there. Well, sorry we had to kind of bust through that a little bit quicker. Can't say we would have imparted a lot of jewels of wisdom if we had gone longer, but it's a good thing we have a nice warm building, and you can hang out in there. Yes, that's right. You might be spending some time right here tonight, huh?
We'll see. We'll see if Gary lets me play in the rain tonight or not.
Yeah. This might end up being Rodney's home for the night. We'll see. If so, I'm glad you layered up because it's a little chilly with the wind and the rain. But carryovers in the high 5, the pick 5, and the pick 6 tonight. 10 races tonight, including that Battle of the Breeds. A dozen races tomorrow, including a couple of paint stakes. So a lot of action coming up here on this next to last week of the Fall Meeting of Champions. Thanks a lot for looking in tonight and for joining us, and good luck on your Friday.